Hi there, I've been wanting to make a video for ages about Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2 games because I've completed both of them and I really enjoyed them and I would recommend that you buy them. Now it was a while ago, so I'm going to try and remember and try and explain to you what it is if you've never heard of it. I'd be quite surprised if you hadn't, but they're basically role-playing games, adventure type games. There's Mass Effect 1, 2 and 3. I haven't done the third one yet, but I'm waiting to borrow them from a friend, and played it on the Xbox 360. You can create your own character, or they have a ready-made character. The ready-made character is Fit, so I kept him. You can be female if you want. He's called Commander Shepard. I changed him from, I think it's naturally John. I changed it to Jake. So my man was Jake Shepard. And you have to collect different people as you go around for your team. There's an ongoing main story, and then there's lots of other side things that you can do. And it's really quite cool because the things that you do affect the game. Okay, there's some really surprising things in there, and it's not all fighting. There's lots of fighting, there's lots of different guns you can have. Number 1 and number 2 are quite different. In a lot of ways number 2 is better, but I still have a really fond spot for number 1. So I don't want to give any of the story away, but basically there are people that you can choose to save or not save. Certain people could die in both games. There are people, members of your team can die based on things that you do. It's quite cool in that way. And people that died in the first one and choices that you made that affect the story continue on in the second game, which is also very good. Just I don't know how else to sort of sell it to you. There are different levels of hardness, so if you find the fighting too hard, you can go down. If you find it far too easy, you can go up quite a few levels. There are a few different levels, and actually you can complete the game on all the levels. You have a choice at the end to complete it again on a harder level, or continue on to the next game with your character. You can have romances, you can travel the galaxy, there's all different planets. On the first one, it's quite slow to start because there's a really large area, a lot of things to do to get you into the game, and a lot to read. A lot of new aliens and whatnot. I thought I would have to read all that. I mean, it does help with choices in the story, but ultimately you don't have to. And there's a lot of talking as well, which can be a little bit boring, but you can choose what to say, which is cool. You can choose where to go, what to say, and you can choose to be good or bad, or you can choose what to level up. There are leveling up attributes, such as some of your team will have things they can do in battle, or they have special skills. Basically, they all have special skills, and you can choose which ones to level up, and that will have an effect on your game as well. You can buy stuff in shops, better weapons and things. It's just, I don't know what to say without really spoiling it for you. The second game it starts really well. Bit shocking if you've done the first one first. Because I will tell you, because it just happens anyway. You die, and they bring you back, and that was quite shocking. And you've gone through all that first one, and in the first one I got Seren to kill himself, because I was like full goody, and I'd got all the good options, In the second one, you have to pick up ammo. That annoyed me at first, but then I realised that's actually better. You know, it makes the combat a bit more slow and realistic. Not slow, but you can't just... I got a bit lazy in the first one. I was just stand out there because I by the end I almost had immunity because I was so... my character was so good compared. He could have shields on for so long that I was just like running out in the middle of nowhere. The second one, because you have to be careful with your ammo a little bit and get used to picking it up. There's less weapons, I think, in the second one. I liked being able to change all my weapons. I like being able to see all the team and all the menus, but in a way it is simpler. In the second game, it's simpler the way they do it, but I miss all the leveling up because I felt like I was achieving more that way, but I got used to it. I did. The boring kind of bits on the first and second one. On the first one is the buggying on all the planets. Certain planets you have to go to, and there'll be 3 or 4 points of interest, and there may be a hidden point that you have to really trundle around this kind of barren wasteland to sort of see, to sort of find. Which I know my boyfriend happened to really enjoy because I hadn't realised, but he'd played it before, and he said he really enjoyed that bit. But I found that a little bit boring. And in the second one, scanning the planets, I found it quite relaxing to scan the planets, but I know a lot of my friends have said they found it really boring, and after a while I did. But then I thought you had to scan all the planets till there was nothing left on them, but you really don't. Just take the good stuff, there's plenty of planets, there's more planets and more resources than you could possibly use. And you can use your resources to upgrade your weapons and the ship and stuff. I quite enjoyed that. I liked the characters in it in the second one. I liked how they made it a little bit harder or a little bit different in certain places, because the first one, once you'd got used to it, it was kind of the same everywhere that you went. Don't really want to say any more than that, I don't think. But it's a really good game. Choose your own sort of adventure, but then you've got to follow the main story. I know a lot of people have said, so I've heard, that it's a bit unfortunate that the third one, a lot of people get the same ending, even though you've taken all those different choices. So they would have liked more endings, but having not completed the third one, I couldn't possibly say. I would do though, and I would buy them. I borrowed them, but I would buy them. So anyway, that's it for now. I'm gonna go now. Any questions you've got, I'll answer them below. Bye.